Hi guys, so today I just wanted to share a technique that I found very useful thanks to my experience with the FileMaker platform. I was hoping to incorporate this technique in my Salesforce automations, using the flow builder. So this technique really helped me to understand data flows in relational database systems. So I'm hoping it's going to help someone else out there as well. Forgive me if I misuse the terminologies here. However, the sole purpose of this demo is just to help convey the idea behind the technique, in the best possible way. So that's just the idea. So in this video is going to be like two parts. So in the first part of this video, I'll be demonstrating how I came to know about this technique and how it can be explored, like can get more from this approach. Yeah, so without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's go down to business. So every platform has its strength. It is not a hidden fact that the most powerful feature of the FileMaker platform is the relationship graph, as you can see here. So just to show you that this database has a lot of tables, you can see the number of fields for most of these tables, right? But for the purpose of this demo, we'll just be concentrating on the contact and the account table. So when we go to the relationship graph here, FileMaker allows you to kind of create relationships between objects. So for example, this one here is you can see the source table is the contact, and you can create relationship with any objects by just dragging and dropping and mapping the fields. Like for here, we're telling the system to give us records of the expenses via the name, the last name of the contact matches the type, in the expense. Of course, this is not ideal, but just to show you how easy it is to just create relationships. Can easily duplicate one of these and continue to create relationship, right? So I can minimize this, move them around. If you notice here, you can see that I'm just kind of duplicating these instances. FileMaker, they call it table of occurrence. It's like an instance of the same object. So for these three, they are just from the same expense table. We can change it to another table. Maybe change it to products, and now it has changed to another table, and you can remap your graph, right? You can say when the title matches the category or something like that, I want to see those records, right? So that's how easy it is to create. I'll be canceling this. That's how easy to create a relationship in FileMaker. Right, so to demonstrate how this works, so let's quickly go to the back end, go to the relationship graph in FileMaker. So we could see here on this page we are trying to define relationship that will be based on the account, like will be visualized from the account page. That's why we have this as accounts. So on the left hand side we have the account, while on the right hand side you can have the other object that you want this account object or account table to be related to. For the purpose of this demo, we're just using the account and the contact. So the one on the right hand side is the contact table, but different instances, right? So we have 4 of the instances here. The first one is the standard relationship, where we have accounts related to contacts. Where the account is the parent, we have contact records as the child records. So you can see that the ID of the account is related. That's when the ID of the account matches the ID of the parent record of the account record. We have one to see all the child records. In the same way, on list 1, we have the category field. Category field. So we are telling the system to give us all contact records that have the same category with the account. On list 2, we are telling the system to give us all contact records that have the same SLA and priority with the account, right? That's what we have here. And that's exactly what we did in list 3, but this time around we're using the industry and the rating, right? So that's how that's the relationship X, and we are done. So the next thing to do is to go to the account page. Go to the account page. We have already added the list here. I won't go into details of how to add a list, but it's as simple as putting, these are the portals, putting the portals here, pointing the portals to the relationship that you have created. So the system just knows exactly where to get the records that you want. So that's how simple the technique is, right? So for list 1, we're telling the system that we need all the contact that matches the account record based on the type field, as the category field. So you can see here that the contacts here have the same category, technological partner, with the account, Tesco Limited, right? So if we go to Marks and Spencer, we have that it has changed to customer channel. You see, customer channel, right? When we go to list 2, we have a different category, and therefore we'll be seeing different list of contacts. So on Tesco, we don't have anything here. On Marks and Spencer, we could see that we have the SLA is gold and priority is high. We have gold here, priority high. That's why we have this list. If we go to Lidl, we have platinum and high, platinum and high. Asda, we have silver medium, silver medium. We'll go to list 3. We don't have anything in list 3, and list 3 is supposed to be that the industry, manufacturing industry of the account should match with the contacts, right? We don't have anything in Lidl, we don't have anything in Marks and Spencer, and Tesco, right? We have something in Tesco. We have 3 contacts: the image, the industry as agriculture, and the rating as low, right? Yeah. So that's how this technique work in FileMaker. So let's just test this thing out. Just so let's say we change the rating to high. We can see the list has disappeared because the condition no longer meets. Change it back to low and get our list back, right? That's how it works. So in summary, the relationship graph helps us to narrow down the data that we want, like the data coming through the pipe. They just put it that way. The data that we want, like it controls the data flow, and with that we can use it to do a lot of stuff, like some calculations in the background. We don't necessarily need to display the records every time. The purpose of this demo is just to show you, okay, these are the records that the system is actually seeing, but you know, we can actually do the calculations with the records in the background without kind of displaying them until we are ready to kind of display the main records that we want. You know, so that's the essence of this technique. So for example, you can say that we want for Tesco Limited, we want the sum of these for records in list 1 to be added to records in list 2 and kind of display the information to the user. That's a use case. You can say that you want to combine two lists and kind of from the combination of the two lists you can get like the third list, right? So if we have list 1 as these 4 users or 4 contacts and combine them with list 3 as 3, so at the end we have like 7 of the contacts, something like that, right? You could say that you want to know the total scores of the first 5 students in a biotechnological class, and you can now compare their results with those in sociological class, you know, for example. You know, so there are a lot of stuff you can do. Mostly can do the calculations in the background, then at the end you can just pop up the information for the user to see what you did, you know. So that's just how mostly I use this technique, and it's very powerful and can really help you a lot if you are working on complex and flows, trying to connect different tables, get informations and all that. Yeah, it can be very handy. So the take home, you know, in this technique is that you can establish a relationship between two tables or the same table just to get the information that you want, work with the information, and then display the results to the user, you know. So you don't really need to start creating lookup fields, you know, just to, you know, we can we call this like a virtual relationship or virtual occurrence. Just create the relationship virtually, get the information that you want, work with the information, and that's it. You're good. So in the second part of this video, we'll be looking at how to leverage this technique in Salesforce. So it will be a question of different platforms, same concept, different approach, but same results, right? So we're going to use the same concept, the same technique, use different approach, kind of tweak it a little bit, but we'll arrive at the same results, right? So that will be the take home of this demo. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So I look forward to seeing you guys, you know, in the next video. Yeah, thank you for watching.